Good morning. Welcome back to The Generous Poor. I'm Lori, and if no one's told you yet today, I'm proud of you for showing up here. Budgeting isn't always easy, especially when the world feels upside down, but you're here, and that's already a win. So let's get started. Today's mocktail is called the Gentle Reset. Coconut water, lime, mint, and cucumber. Basically, spa on a water with a little extra self-respect. Because this week, I'm craving simple, clean, refreshing everything in my fridge, in my calendar, and in my bank account. So if you didn't already know, every cash stuffing on this channel is a mocktail moment, and this is our mocktail this week. So good. I'm going to put this off to the side. We are still in that waxing gibbous moon phase. We're in the space between setting our intentions and seeing them bloom, and that space, it's sacred. It's where the real work happens, and Amazonite is still our crystal of the week. It's all about ease, clarity, and truth. It's that energy that says, let's stop forcing things and start flowing. So that's how I'm budgeting today. Not forcing new categories, just aligning with what I know works. So I'm going to set this off to, I'm going to move my envelopes. I'm going to put this over here by my crystal, or by my candle. And then we are going to start with my wallet and take a look at what's left inside the wallet from last week. Even if it's just a few bucks, that this leftover money is proof of something, right? I made a plan. Sometimes I pause before swiping or giving cash. And I stayed intentional. So let's grab our wallet. And if you tuned into yesterday's cash unstuffing, where I unstuffed my credit cards, you would know that I only had one envelope left in my wallet. So as I spend from my wallet, I put the envelopes back in my overflow because they're already empty. So I'm going to put this off to the side. So what I do is, here are all my envelopes from my wallet. Because there's no sense in me carrying around empty envelopes in my wallet. So I just keep, as they're empty, I just put them in here. So let me grab my wallet tracker. This is a tracker that I do every week. And what this tracker helps me to know is how much I was budgeted last week and how much I spent. And that helps me move things around or up a category if I'm taking from buffer constantly, or reduce a category if I have a lot left over. So groceries this week had $51 left over. So let me put this right here. Hopefully you can see this. So I budgeted $375 and I had $51 left over. So I put 51 here and then I spent $324. So let me grab my cash tray. I'm gonna shift things over a little bit. So what I'm gonna end up doing is putting my $1 back in here for savings challenges. I don't roll over ones. I put them back into my savings challenges at the end. So now what I'll do is I'll take my groceries, I will put it back here, and then I will stuff the overflow into my overflow binder. So now my overflow binder has 50, 100, 101, and 102. So I'm going to put this back in here. And then obviously I know I spent everything in every single other category. So this will be a quick wallet tracking for the week because there was literally nothing left. And sometimes that happens. You spend everything that you had. Maybe you tweaked your budget so well that you know exactly what you're spending. So this is all going to be zero. So Out of everything that I budgeted last week, I have only $51 remaining. So this stays in my wallet, and it kind of gives me a history. I keep the last couple of months in my binder, in my financial binder. And what's nice is it just kind of rolls over, and it's sort of a history for me to see. So I'm going to put that off to the side. The nice thing about the money is every dollar has a job, and sometimes it's a job to roll over, and sometimes it's a job to spend. So now that we did that, just want to remind everybody that when everything around us feels so uncertain, job stuff, politics, groceries getting more expensive by the minute, it's tempting to check out. But that's honestly when I come back to my budget, not to restrict, but to recenter. This is how I create room to give, to rest, to dream. Budgeting isn't about cutting joy. It's about making space for it. So instead of running from something, or, sometimes I think a lot of people, in their frustration with their finances is they just don't see the picture. And so when you are cash stuffing and doing your budget, you can see the whole picture. And even when things seem really bad, it's nice to know sort of what you have to give, what you have to spend, and it kind of settles your mind. And if you're anything like me, I need one less thing that keeps my mind chaotic. So budgeting is very important. So anyway, let's get into our cash stuffing for the week. I went to the bank. I pulled out $2,000, if you can see this, $2,591. And so that is right here. I haven't even looked at this since I got it from the bank. So of course it's all upside down and backwards and all of that. So let me get these bills the right way so that we can start counting. I should have done this beforehand, but I didn't have any time. I did not do it. All right, let's start with our hundreds, since we have that right here. So we have 1,500. Now let's go to our 50s. And again, these are all, okay, so, I don't know why. Do you have a preference on which way your bills go? I kind of have a preference that they go that way. But anyway. $600. Let's get the 20s. Not too bad. $220. Let's go into our 10s. The bills seem like they're getting worse and worse every time I go to the bank to make a withdrawal. It's like they were left outside and got rained on and driven on and all that good stuff. But we'll use it because money is money. So let's count our 10s. So 110. We're going to move these back. Fives. I mean, they're all like ripped and shredded. Sorry about this. I usually do this off camera, and today I've just been running around and haven't had the time. So So 55. And then my ones. Oh, it just seems like I'm missing a one. Let me look and see if I left it in my, yep, it's in my bag. So we should have 6. And then we have 6. So actually we are $100 off because I pulled out also 100 ones for my savings challenges on Friday. So that equals $2,591. So we will put this off to the side. We have the cash that we need. And I'll walk you through my envelopes from grocery to giving. And what I like to do is I work on my monthly budget. And so $2,591. I go through my cash envelopes from my wallet. And this is this section. And then I do my savings challenges and my 1 month ahead in emergency. This side is my sinking funds. And then this side is my giving and also some savings challenges. And then what I do is I take this budget and I do my cash planning, which is all of my bills, which is what you see here. So I'm going to have this off to the side as we stuff. And we are a bi-weekly family. So we get paid, or I'm sorry, bi-monthly. And so what I end up doing is putting in week number 1 into my wallet, into my cash envelopes, and then I put week number 2 into my overflow. And then when week number 2 comes, I transfer week number 2 into my wallet and then my overflow back into here. It just works for us. It helps me organize that this is my money for this week and this is my money for the next week. And so I'm not commingling the money. And it really helps me stay focused on the week that I have. So I'm going to put my wallet off to the side because all of my envelopes are in here. And this is savings challenge money, so you'll see that on Friday when we come back to that. But let me put these in order so that we can do the stuffings together. So hopefully everyone's having a nice week. It is spring break here, and so a lot of people are out of town, and it's kind of nice. There's Pearl. Kindness is my giving. Business, Costco, and Buffer. And I don't stuff my Costco. And in fact, I'm going to actually just take that out of this. And so if I go to Costco, what I'll end up doing is Costco gets my overflow from my groceries. And so I'll just come into my overflow binder, stuff, take from my Costco envelope and stuff my my Costco envelope and then put it in my wallet. So I don't need to do that right now. So the first category that we have is groceries. And groceries is going to get $3.75 per week. So $3.50.75. So let's go back to grocery. So my grocery overflow has 1, 2, 3, 50, 75. And we're going to add that to, I'm going to put that in here. And now groceries has 1, 2, 3, 50, 450, 75, 76. So we have 476. And then my envelope for my wallet is also going to get $3.75 for this week. So $350.75. So that's 100, 200, 350, 75. It's nice at the beginning of when we get paid to fill up your envelope because I was starting to get really light. So my household is going to get $50 per week. So I'm going to stuff $50 in my household and then $50 into my wallet. I don't know if all bi-monthly or bi-weekly paid people do it like this, but it just helps me organize and keep things, week 1 and week 2 separated, so I don't think, oh, look how much money I have, and I really am dipping into week number 2. Dining out is going to get $100 per week, and so now dining out has 110 and 15. Easter is this weekend, so I'll be going into my Easter envelope to pull out what I've been saving for Easter. My kids are coming home this weekend, too, from college. And so we'll be using, I assume, our dining out money. So there's my dining out. And then Lori also gets $100 a week. Last week I had to 105 into my overflow. Last week I had to buy a new phone, and I can't believe that new phones don't come with chargers anymore. They find out ways to just keep on taking your money. So I had to buy a new charger and everything else, so I dipped into my funds more than I would have. Date night is 75, and that is going to get 50, a 20, 50, 60, 70, and 5. And that is going to go to date night. So now my overflow has... So what I end up doing is week number 2, I will go into this one, but I only pull 75. I will not pull everything that's sitting in my overflow binder. I'll pull it if I need it, but to do week number 2, I pull what's budgeted. So 50, 100, and 50, 70, 90, 5, 200. So date night now has 200 in overflow. And then 75, 50, 75 for my wallet. This envelope is for celebrating, going out with my husband and just getting a quick dinner by ourselves and checking in with each other and making sure everything is good. And so it's a nice one. It's a nice one to have. So 25 is going in for Pearl. I'm still struggling with this envelope because Pearl's food is $25 a week. But we do buy her toys and different things, and so I'm wondering if I should put in an extra $5 a week into it, just so I don't have to keep pulling from buffer when she has toys. But I haven't decided that yet, and maybe in the next one. Giving is going to get 4 10s. So this is my giving envelope. This is for extras. This is not for, budgeted charity or anything like that. This is for if I'm out and about and someone's selling Girl Scout cookies, or if someone is selling raffle tickets to a car wash. It's so that I can say yes to those things. So I give myself $20 a week to say yes. And I honestly love this category. So giving is going, no, I'm sorry, not giving. Business is going to get 100, so $50. Business is going to get $50 a week. So now business has 50, 55, 60. I ordered a couple of binders and some, some wallets from Princess Budgets, and they just came today, and I'm absolutely in love. If you're looking for some of those, I highly recommend. They're just beautiful. In fact, this is my new mauve binder, the petally mauve and taupe. It's just so pretty. A lot of nice YouTubers with Etsy shops out there that I love. Okay, and so my buffer is also going to get two 50s. Yes. So we skipped Costco, and then we put, whoops, $50 into my buffer. If you can tell on this this envelope, I redid. So these ones are like the matte vellum, and then this one is that shiny, which I didn't know was different. So I'm still learning. This is all, I made these. So I'm kind of proud of myself for doing it and figuring out the measurements, which was a lot of cuts on my fingers later. I feel like I've figured it out. Okay, so that will do it for my overflow and my wallet. And that's nice. It's nice to fill these back up for the week and be ready for whatever comes my way. Time for a little mocktail drink. Okay, so now we are going to get into my sinking fund. So I'm going to get into my celebrations binder. And this is the binder that I just got from Princess Budgets. Gorgeous. So I put this in here today, and I just love this color. So it's brand new, so it doesn't lay as flat as my older binders, but that's okay. So birthday is going to get $25, so it's going to get a 20 and a 5. So birthday now has, and here's my tracker. So birthday now has 100, 20, 40, 50. And I will fill in my tracker. So each balloon is worth $25. I don't know. Some people keep a tracker that shows the total. I haven't done that yet. I don't know if I'm going to. Anniversary is going to get a 10. And, whoops, that's 110. So now anniversary has 20, 40, 50, 60. And this one is 25, so I will fill that the next time I stuff this envelope. And we are going to move now to our holidays, and Valentine's Day is going to get 5. We don't really do much for Valentine's Day, but now Valentine's Day has 10, 25, and that also has a tracker, which is 5, so I will color that heart in. So we have 25. Easter, which I'm going to be emptying this weekend. Easter, I haven't even done the tracker because I started collecting for it so late that I was like, you know what, I'll just save this for next year. But Easter is going to get 100. So now Easter has 100, 200, 50, 70, 90, 5, 300. So that should do it. I pulled a little bit of money out of this already for some Easter baskets. And then this will be for Easter dinner. So that's Easter. Mother's Day is going to get 40, so it's going to get 2 20s. So Mother's Day, so it's going to get 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. Each of my flowers is worth 5. So now Mother's Day has 120, 40. Father's Day is going to get a 10. And let's see if we did a 10 for Father's Day. Yep, we did 110. So we're going to do 1, 2 of those. It's a little later than Mother's Day, so I figured I have another month extra with this one. So there's Father's Day. Thanksgiving is going to get 25, so it's going to get a 20 and a 5. Whoops. So we skipped from 4th of July, and we're going straight to Thanksgiving. So Thanksgiving is going to get, I'm just going to do 2.5, since we're doing 25, and it's worth 10. So now Thanksgiving has, I needed some change during one of my savings challenges, and so I took some money out of Thanksgiving and added some ones. So 20, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45. So Thanksgiving has 45, so 10, 20, 30, 40, and half of a turkey leg is 45. So we will put that in here. What's nice about this is you stuff $5, $10, and eventually it really starts to add up, and you're like, wow, Christmas is going to get 50, and my Christmas has now 1, 2, 50. It just starts to add up. You know, slow and steady is my motto. I hate the sort of, I have to do this real fast. And that's when you start to overspend and you start to go over your budget and you buy things that aren't, you know, thoughtful or this because you're just kind of running with your hair on fire. And that is no good for anybody. New Year's Eve is going to get 5. And that is obviously going to be a 5. So now New Year's Eve has 5. We generally don't do anything for New Year's Eve, but I'm stuffing it in case we go to dinner. You never know. But anyway, that will do it for my celebrations. That will do it for my celebrations. And I have to actually trim this dashboard that I made because I made it a little too big for this one. But I'll have to do that a little bit later. So that's my holiday and celebrations binder. Now we are going to go into our home, which is, where is my home? It's right here, my green binder. I redid things, so I'm not really sure where everything is yet. So we will go to deck. And deck is getting 150 and it's going to get 100. We're going to just do 100 for right now because it looks like I may have messed something up, but we'll come back to that. If we end up with a 50 here, it goes into deck. So deck is going to get 100. And then we're going to go to 1 month ahead. And that is this one. And 1 month ahead is going to get 50. So that will be here 50, 70, 71, 72, 73, 74, 75. And then we have some placeholders in there. So 1 month ahead. And then emergency is also going to get 50. So emergency is going to get 50. So I'll go 20. Let's see here. I did something. So I'll do, well, let's skip emergency for right now because I don't know what I did over here, but it's a little bit different. Let's go to, so I'm going to close this envelope for now, and then we're going to go to my travel binder. This is my new travel binder from Princess Budgets. also super cute. And what I'm gonna do in this one is $200 for the Fun Fund. So I'm just gonna add this in here. And so Fun Fund has $200, and that's just for fun things for me and my family over the summer that that's not a real trip, but it's just something fun for us to do. Girls trip is going to get 25. So this is the first time I'm stuffing this. I've been on a few girls trips this year, and it's nice to keep that going. And then that looks like it for this binder. And then we're going to go into this binder. Oops, don't want everything to fall. So this is my monthly savings, and we are going to go into my 100 envelopes. So I'm going to bring that over here. And I budgeted out 11, 12, and 13 last week. And so we are going to fill those. So 10 and 11. And I fold these into thirds because it just fits in this. It fits in this little envelope better. And so that's what I like to do. So then this one is going to get 12. And it's going to go into thirds. I'll move that right there. And I made these too. A lot of work, but I'm glad I did it because this is kind of fun. Again, it's another, 13. You can do one number a week and it's doable. I mean, so there's my 13. And I'm going to put that into my 13. So we have now 11, 12, and 13. So we'll put that in here, and then we are going to pull 3 more for next week. So it's going to be, so I will actually cross this off, and I will do 14, 15, and 16, and that's going to be $45. So obviously we start moving up, and then I'm going to color 11, 12, and 13. So next week I have to pull out not $45, but these increments because they get divided into their own envelopes. I've made that mistake many times. So that will be that. So let me close the 100 envelope. So now we will get to, I think this might be it in this binder. So now we are going to get into my business binder. So my business binder is right here. And I am going to be putting, so I have about 220 subscribers on YouTube, and I can't figure out when I want to do a giveaway, but I'm so excited about the progress that I've been making that I want to start putting aside money. I might do it for 500 subscribers. And so I just want to be prepared for that when that comes, and that is getting a 10. And maybe I give away one of the wallets from Princess Budget that I just got. I haven't decided that yet. So, but that could be fun because I ordered 2. Okay, so then now we are going to go into, our, Where is that? Oh, it's in this binder. So we're going to go into my mini savings challenges because I ended up, this is usually the binder I use for my Friday savings challenges. But I did budget because I just got this from Wallet Well, and it is the Friends Rewatch Savings Challenge, and I was like, I have to use this. This is so much fun. So this one is going to get a 10, and we're going to do season 1, 10. Friends was one of my favorite shows a while ago, and I just love that. So I'm going to put this in here. So we'll go like this, and then we will add a 10 into that. And so that is all that I'm going to stuff into this binder. And then our last one is going to be our emergency fund. And I had it out, but I wasn't sure what was going into that. So I'm going to put $100, our last 100, into our emergency fund binder. And you can see now that everything is allocated, and everything's in the wallet. And I'm going to take this $1. I'm going to put this binder over here. I'm going to take this extra $1 that I had left over from my grocery budget last week, and roll it into my dollars so that on Friday I can use it for my dollar savings challenge games. So that's about it. We're done. We're stuffed, and we're ready for the week. We have our Amazonite right here. I feel like we accomplished a lot today. And as we close out this video, I want to remind you, your budget doesn't have to look like anyone else's. What matters is that it reflects you, your values, your energy, your vision for the kind of life you're building. Remember, you can take bits and pieces of what everyone's doing and build something that works for you. And it could be baby steps, little tiny steps that, because any sort of progress, any sort of step is forward progress. So don't think that, oh, this person's saving $1,000 a month, or this person's saving $500 a month. Everyone's budget is different, and everyone's priorities are different, and you have to do something that works for you so that you keep doing it and you keep showing up for yourself. So let me grab my mocktail and do another mocktail cheer. Here's to another week of showing up, pouring gently, and being kind to ourselves in the process. You're doing better than you think. I'll see you Friday for savings challenges. We're getting creative with travel, summer plans, and giving. But until then, take care of your energy, your people, and your peace.